Our series of entries in the Engineering Initiatives category begins with an innovation from GRS Building Products. The company has devised a way to split bulk aggregate bags and rebag the material in a single safe manoeuvre.
At GRS bagging, there are times that we have to cut back bulk bags for a number of reasons. This has historically been done by individuals with a craft knife, leaning below that bag and drawing the craft knife towards them. At one point we had an incident where the guy managed to injure himself by dragging that knife too far and cutting his forearm on his free hand. So we as a team at GRS sat down to see how it could be done safer, and as you can see behind me, we designed the bulk bag splitter. This is an automatic system that splits the bag. We have an individual that hangs the bag onto the bag hanger. When he retreats to a safe area, this indicates to the forklift driver that it's safe to approach the bag splitter. He will then lower the full bag onto a fixed blade system. At that point, it will discharge the material into the fresh bag below, which is where we require it, and it's taken away for sale. This system has taken away a lot of hazards, interaction with mobile plant, use of sharp objects, and entrapment. All of the guys on site love using this unit. It's very much safer for what they do. It's gone from a 3-man job down to a 2-man job. We have 19 bagging operations around the country, and one of these will be installed at every site.
Next, we visit Aggregate Industries Cement Works in North Staffordshire, where the team has come up with a solution to eliminate high voltage arc flash, one of the most deadly electrical hazards.
The operation of the HV circuit breakers at Lafarge Cement Calden plant used to be totally dependent on close proximity operation of the open and close mechanism switch on the front of the circuit breaker. Should there be an issue with this equipment, you would be in close proximity to a possible arc flash explosion, which has occurred on this type of switchgear. With this particular equipment, you would need to stand 13 metres away should there be a fault with the equipment upon operation. The aim was to come up with the solution to remove the person from close proximity to the equipment, but also maintain the engineer having control over the equipment. By installing a socket linked to a remote operation selector switch, we could then insert the operation pendant via a length of cable longer than what was required to put the person outside the boundary, which we identified as being dangerous should an arc flash incident occur.
We're staying at Aggregate Industries in Staffordshire, this time at one of the country's largest sand and gravel quarries, where the company has devised a lightweight conveyor guarding system.
This is 205 belt, it's a high capacity belt. It takes all the material from the surge pile, and the material it receives is quite damp, therefore sometimes there's a need to do maintenance on it.
Before any maintenance was done, the whole of the rear end and tail end guarding had to be taken off.
The issue with the old traditional guards was that they were steel, quite heavy and cumbersome, so when the fastenings were actually loosened, it took 2 fitters to actually take the guards off. The new design, it's plastic guards, so very lightweight, easy to take on and off. They're in segments, and on the actual guarding system themselves, they tell you the actual kilograms, so you know how much it weighs before you take them off.
These new guards are much smaller sections, much lighter, easier to manage, 1-man operation, and the hook and drop system that attaches the guard to the conveyor also enables you to lean it onto the handrail and secure it to the handrail, keep the walkways clear, and therefore eliminating any potential risk of trips.
We're now heading south to Bedfordshire, where an engineering initiative at Marshall's Landscape Products has removed the risks associated with the handling of waste materials.
Waste products are produced during the manufacturing of concrete block paving. These products have to be removed out of the process and invariably thrown into a skip or a waiting skip so they can be taken away for reprocessing. Risk associated with the activity of discharging the old tipping skip design would be manual handling. There's elements of dust exposure, slip trips and falls from entering and exiting the cab, but also there would be the potential of trapping hands and fingers during the actual open and closing of the skip. The senior management team, through consultation and participation with the workforce, they felt they could eliminate manual interaction with the skip, which was critical, and retain the driver in the cab, and so came up with the trapdoor design skip. So the design of the skip affords the driver the ability to do all the interaction with the skip and the discharge in the skip totally from within the cab without leaving the cab. We've had great success with the skip design at the Marshall's MLP Sandy site, and the best practice is being rolled out across the whole of the MLP network and the business-wide network.
We're back in Staffordshire for this next entry, where Tarmac's dry silo mortar business has installed dust suppression to improve the environment in their maintenance workshop.
Here in the workshop we maintain the silos, so inherently when they clean the silos and manufacture the product, it generates a big dusty environment. Annually we carry out health screening where we are monitoring the air levels. It was identified that the dust levels were inherently getting higher.
Well, basically most of the time we had to wear full-fed air mask because obviously the dust was that bad.
There was definitely a need to look at something and put something into place to make it a more health and safety working environment and not use PPE as the last form of defence. The solution we chose in the end was to actually look at putting the dust suppression system, and that is using fine nanoparticles of high pressured water through spray nozzles at high level, which knocks all the dust and unseen dust out of the air and knocks it down to ground level. So it takes it out of the person's face line and breathing point of view.
It's a lot nicer now to come in and get on with your work and a lot cleaner, dust-free environment, and it tends to have increased productivity as well because of it.
We've had very good results. The post results from doing a health screening annual check has showed the dust levels have significantly dropped down.
Finally, we visit equipment manufacturer Terex, where wireless technology has been put to good use to help keep machine operators safely in their cabs.
When you go and ask our customers, of course, what their biggest problems are, they talk about obviously the reliability, but more so they're beginning to talk about the people in the environment, because the safest place for the people in that environment is obviously in the cab of the excavator or the wheel loader that they're operating. So with OMNI by Terex, we put the operator into the cabin of the excavator along with the tablet. This tablet runs wirelessly connected to all the machines. The operator can see information coming from all of the equipment. They can also understand up-to-date information. They can make changes and adjustments on the machines and make the machines operate a lot more efficiently. They don't have to leave the safety and comfort of the cabin like they would have had to previously to make changes, keep material and specification, or deal with any issues. They have remote camera views from all of the snag points and the difficult areas on the machines, and they're a lot more informed and a lot more in control. The safest place for the operator on the job site is in the cabin, and with OMNI by Terex, we put the operator in the cabin and solve the customer's problems.